right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. This is a session where we're talking to the independent presidential candidates. We'll do this across the month. All the Fridays, we'll give them a chance. There are 46 of them. They're yet to be cleared by IBC, though, but it's best to hear what they think, all right, in terms of matters to do with the economy, in terms of matters to do with the graft, and also your questions. Let me bring in your questions first, then we get into the nitty-gritties of how they want to deal with just two issues, the economy and graft, all right? So the first one here is Dr. Humble. It says, ask the one with financial constraints where they can handle 50 billion for Aurora and Kimwarer. That is James.
Ask the one.
Yes. Can you handle a budget of the country? That is 50 billion for Aurora, but if you're talking about 3.6 trillion shillings, what will you do? What will be your priority areas be like?
If I become the president?
Yes. This ropes into the economy issue that you're talking about. Where will your priorities lie? My
priorities, I have said, and I will say it very clearly, I'm an economist, and I'm a real one because I am well confirmed because I did economics, and of course I believe I am one. One thing that I can tell the person who asking the question is, if I get the chance to become the president, I'm going to start something I'm calling 47 economic zones. Zoning is in terms of specialization. If a certain county can be able to do a better thing in this kind of stuff, we invest there. Not just doing anything because you just want to feed yourself. Like someone in Central Kenya, you're not supposed to do maize, grain, because you have a very small kind of a land. So you need to have something that can be able to give you maximum, like chicken farming, dairy farming, and things like coffee, tea, that does not require large pool of land, you know.
Okay.
Another thing, if you look at county like Kisii, not Kisii, county like Kitui, if you look at its size, you compare it with Belgium, they are almost in the same 30,000 square kilometer. And if the GDP of Belgium is at $500 billion, ours is just $100 billion, they are 5 times than us, and they're just equal on because for them, they have gone to the level of specialization. That is the thing that I want to bring here. Okay. We don't have to import cotton from outside the market. So you leverage on competitive advantage of the 47 counties. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm planning to do. Okay. We specialize on what you can be able to do best. If you go to counties like those one which are in coast, I'm going to bring something I'm calling workers' lounges. That means if I'm worker in Murang'a County, I'll be given a chance to go all the way to Mombasa almost for free, so that we can be able to grow our tourism using the internal pool, demand pool of Kenyan. Okay. Another thing, before you cut me off, is if you look at counties like Mandera counties, and of course all those, if you can be able to give them enough water, we can be able to get a lot of red meat from them for our own consumption in Kenya, and of course we export outside. Another thing, the last one, I'm planning to revoke almost all international agreements, trade agreements. These things, Mr. Trevor, I know you have never thought about it. These things are there to favor big business people. Why do you have to allow someone to move all the way from Kenya to bring some sugar from another country, and our people in Western Kenya are languishing here in Nairobi to work in those factories? So I'm going to cancel a lot of these trade agreements that were done when we are not even born. So we have to have a new set of international agreements that favors, not just favoring us, that are favoring our labor, that we cannot continue importing rice from outside market, and we have enough here. We cannot continue buying things like maize from outside. We have to start, and that is why I'm vying my brother. Okay. If I get that chance, I'm going to revoke almost all trade agreements, and we have another one set of them. Okay. Yeah. Ambassador, give me your economic blueprint. Thank you. In summary, really briefly.
Yeah. In summary, number one, we have been, as a country, leaning on a 16% tax level. And unfortunately, most of our people have been feeling it. Therefore, my administration, number one, economically, we are going to ensure that we get to a tax level where every Kenyan is able to pay their taxes comfortably, because that is the beginning of economic stability in the country. And Trevor, before I exit, I would like to say that I'm going to introduce something we call voluntary taxation, where we have philanthropists in this country that we would not like to gag them, if I may use the word. We would not like them to put them in a level where they feel that they can be able to do better. We bring down the VAT to 7% maybe, but they feel they can even be able to do beyond 16. We have seen them. We have seen philanthropists in this country who are patriots, who would like to ensure that the GDP of this country goes way to a GDP that will be able to influence continental economy. Therefore, my government is going to capitalize on industrialization. One, as my brother here is saying, in each and every county, we have a strong point. Like, for example, we have the brew economy at the coast region. We have the livestock at the western, at the northern frontier. We have the fish at Nyanza. In each and every regional block of the 8, there is something that we can be able to capitalize on as an economy. So that's what my government is going to do to ensure that we start immediately bringing the economy back to normal. Something else. We have been singing this song as a country that agriculture is the backbone of our economy, but we are not yet there. If our people are sleeping hungry in this country, then how is agriculture the backbone of our economy? We should first of all feed our people and export the whatever remains. Therefore, my government is going to prioritize agriculture by ensuring that we give fertilizers to our farmers, we ensure that we give seeds, we ensure that we test on the soil pH, and Trevor, there's something that we have ignored for a long time, the agricultural extension officers in our villages who are able to work very close with our farmers to ensure that we get the best productivity, to be able to get the best produce, and hence to be able to grow our economy. And I cannot exit without saying this, Trevor, that for a long time we have exported raw materials as a country. It's so amazing that the other day we had oil in Turkana and we are exporting crude oil as a nation, while it was very, very prudent that we could have maybe capacitated the Mombasa oil refineries and made it to a refinery that can be able to refine whatever was coming from there. Therefore, what am I saying? That we would like the cotton from Kenya to the rust product, the crude oil to the rust product, the coffee to the rust product. We don't export and then we are getting dormants in our country. So much to do towards economic recovery.
Okay, so yours is based on agriculture, James is based on trade. What is yours based on, Muthiora? What is the economic blueprint like?
What we will focus on, first and foremost, is security. And by security, I mean, as a nation, we need to be able to feed our population, something that an agricultural country called Kenya is not able to do at the moment. We have devolution, but then funds did not follow functions. So in order for us to create the jobs that Kenyans need, we will focus on creating policies that embrace modern technology in farming, do the policies in such a way that we will give the counties whatever funds they need to do the job they need to do. And by so doing, we will have sufficient raw materials for our industry. If we are able to source our materials locally, that will cut down on the cost of inputs for manufacturing, which will mean we will be able to compete favorably with other countries. I started by saying that our presidency will be based on zero tolerance to corruption. So if we are able to eliminate corruption, then we'll be able to attract capital to Kenya, because there'll be ease of doing business. I'm not saying these as mere statements. It's something that I believe in as a man of integrity. So with corruption out of the way, with agriculture booming, you know that the biggest burden on an ordinary Kenyan's budget is food. We will have them save up a bit more, which can be invested. I'll borrow words from a fellow presidential candidate. His name is Mwaniki Nyaga. He says that in Kenya, if we are to have a serious president, the first 100 days will involve that president basically living on their knees, begging between New York, London, Beijing for restructure of debt. Because we need to free up the capital that is within the country for SMEs to borrow and invest to create the jobs that we need. So once we get our equation right, our economy will boom.
Okay.
But of course, I must quote that there is the diaspora that we have not tapped adequately. The diaspora is the biggest foreign exchange earner for Kenya, yet we have not partnered with them meaningfully. So this is a key pillar in our administration.
Okay.
They are not going to have a department. They are not going to have just a desk.
Yeah.
They will be partners in the development of this nation.
Okay. Ambassador, what do you say to the people who say all of you here don't form any part of the opinion polls? In fact, you're categorized as others, which is about 1%.
Trevor, it's unfortunate. My brother there, Mudhira, said, it's unfortunate that we are reigning on systems that give or prioritize the power of money. I don't know whether it's the power of money or the power of fame or the power of what. Because you can imagine that Mudhira has all these signatures, right? I have almost equally the same. Yet we don't appear anywhere on the polls. What does that mean? And to the polls institutions, are you influenced in any way to give these polls? Where are we? Because we have all these signatures. We're almost submitting the signatures to IBC. We cannot be others. Others are those who have not been heard in this country, but we have been heard. Therefore, from today, we shouldn't be others. No, we are making a significant impact in our presidential race. We have already been heard in the country. Let us not be others, our poor agencies. Thank you.
And the same question goes to you, Kamau, because I see here it's from Rablin Singh. Says, kindly ask the aspirants why they're so enthusiastic about this seat, yet they don't appear anywhere in the opinion polls. Is it clear to them that they can't win? Why struggle with that burden?
We are winning.
And before I answer that, there's something that you have said that my economic model is based on trade. No, it's based on 47 economic zones. Let me just categorically say it. 47 economic zones to boost our economy. That I was just correcting you. Now about the issue of polls. For me, I have not started my campaigns, but if I'll get confirmed, I'll run wild here in this country. I'll move around. And of course, I believe I can be able to convince 5 out of 10 people.
So if your economic blueprint is not based on trade, but you're saying it's 47 economic zones, what do they do?
I mean, 47 economic zones, those 47 economic zones to come up with your specialization so that you can be able to set up factories based on the production of any county level.
That's what you've got trade.
No. It's about the commerce stuff. It's about production.
That is the trade I'm talking about. I'm just trying to summarize.
Just say it production the way I can be able to say it 47 economic zones.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, now about the poll. If I get confirmed, and I have that 50-50 basis confirmation belief, I'll run wild. Do you know how Kogan? The rest like I used to say, I'll run wild on you. If that time comes, my brother, I'll run wild in this country.
It's based on resources, which you said you don't have.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm at zero.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I'm
You can run a campaign in all the 47.
Yeah, I can be able to run because I have different representatives from different areas. Okay. From Kakamega Isuka Ward, Mr. Simba. In Kitui, in Kisii, Bobasi, I have different aspirants who are helping me there. In Mombasa, I have...
Who themselves are also running.
They are also running. So we'll be able to combine our forces together. Campaign. Not my campaign, my campaign. We'll be able to pull up together. And I've explained to the people, I just left campus just the other day. I'm not rich as those people. So you do not have to expect a lot from us.
Okay.
And especially if I get confirmed, I will explain to the people the job I do.
Okay.
I will call my workers, of course, to explain to the people. So when I go to Murang'a, Kisumu, or Kisii, they'll be able to know real me, and I'm real among them. And I believe the job that I do, it covers more than 1.1 million people as per now.
Okay.
That is transport industry. 1 million people are doing the same thing that I'm doing as per now. So if I can be able to explain them, I am just like you.
Okay.
So enhance me in one way or the other. Just explain to the people the way I'm saying.
Okay.
And I believe by the time the campaign is over, by 10th August, I'll be the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Trevor. So just wait for that time. And of course, invite you for my...
Let me bring in with they're saying that you people don't appear in any of the opinion polls. It is clear that you can't win. Why struggle with this burden?
Trevor, these I will answer authoritatively because I eat numbers for breakfast. That's my background. The question I would like for you to answer is, who is paying for these polls? Where is the sample? The institutions that have conducted polls before have gotten it wrong. We know the scandals around it. Madam President here has told you how she was approached to give money so they can give favorable reporting on her. And again, there's always the question they ask, if elections were held today, Trevor, elections will be held on the 9th of August 2022. There is no election today. Soon, they'll declare the campaign period and will hit the ground running.
Okay.
If I was president and we embraced the platform of rule of law and constitutionalism, the front runners at the moment, as they've been called, would be disqualified because they began their campaigns way before the law allowed them to do so. So if we get them off the way, as should be the case, who's top of the list?
But that is where our problem is. How do we implement those sorts of rules when they're the ones who are in power? But that's a whole new conversation. So let's...
Which is why we should be very worried.
Yeah.
Because Kenya has reached a point where laws are made to protect not the oppressed from the oppressor, but to protect the oppressor from the law itself. This is not the kind of a country our forefathers fought for.
Okay.
We must redeem it. We must fight for the soul of Kenya.
Okay.
Otherwise, we are losing it.
Why don't you all partner and pick the best in one of you and support that person?
I'll answer you that.
Mundiora.
Well, currently, we all have expressed our aspirations.
Yeah.
We all are sizing each other up to see who's best suited. The very first poll that came up that has sort of included everyone came out just the other day. So it's still early in the day, Trevor.
Okay.
Give it time.
Okay.
There
Ambassador.
is a lot that is happening behind the scenes.
Okay. Ambassador, why don't you all just pick what the best in your team?
Very well. Actually, yesterday is when we had the first meeting. I think it was in the news when where we were discussing the possibility of uniting together, because umoja ni nguvu. But the big question is, who are you uniting with? Are they people who are focused on being the commander-in-chief? And what do we mean by commander-in-chief of a nation? What do we mean by a president? What do we mean by delivery? What do we mean by capability and capacity to deliver as a president of a republic? So those are some of the questions, and we must bring them on board even as we work towards coming together, because we will, as much as possible, try to avoid that we have now a government of an independent candidate, of an independent president, then we call it, but not able to deliver. That would be the biggest shame. So we would like to birth a government that is not drawn from any political party for the first time. That will be historic in Kenya. But Trevor, we just have to position the right presidential material in State House. So it is in process, but of course with the necessary parameters being checked.
Kamau, you wanted to answer that?
Yesterday we were meeting with her and different aspirants, Mr. Kigame and different people at 680 Hotel. And that thing is, on the air we are trying to come up with the way we can have one person as a flag bearer, but somehow we have ideological difference in terms of maybe how she sees how it's going to be able to solve our problem. Of course, maybe I have different things. So yesterday I told them, let us first try to see you are worthy as a competitor. Try to do all these things. Maybe if we get cleared, maybe we can be able to sit down and say, yeah, you are a serious candidate. Now we can be able to sit down and, of course, have one person maybe.
Okay.
And as per yesterday, we didn't have any agreement. And even today we are meeting. We are meeting around 8:30. Trying to come up with the best way, and we really chose different methods that we can use to have one candidate, of course, to face the other people. And for the reality, those polls, they might be true because someone like Ruto has done campaign for 9 years. Raila has done for the past 20-something years. So as per now, we are starting. We might be able to catch up. Politics is about a game changer, even 1 minute. Right now, maybe I didn't have any votes when I came to your studio. Maybe right now I have 1 million votes. No one knows. I don't know. People have listened to me. They say, hey, this young man can give them a chance. So politics is about changing people's minds.
Okay.
And I believe by the time we reach there, we can be able to change people's minds and, of course, vote for one of us, and of course form the next government.
All right.
Come August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ambassador, how will you deal with graft? I'm picking only just 2 issues, economy and graft. How will you deal with corruption?
Thank you. Honorable members and the people of Kenya, I must say that this has been a thorn in the flesh. As a country, we have been in the national, international domains for all wrong reasons. Graft. My administration will be focused on totally decapitating corruption. One, by ensuring that we strengthen, we train, we educate, and we capacitate corruption decapitation agencies like the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, like the Office of the DPP. We will not leave out the judiciary. We will not leave out other organs that are usually in the circle of fighting corruption, because, Trevor, what we have seen there before, I'm not sure, but my administration, within 100 days, we are going to do a thorough SWOT analysis about corruption decapitation in Kenya, because I'm not sure what has been lacking. Because, Trevor, you are caught very openly. It is clear that, true, you stole this money. We had the COVID-19 billionaires. But up to now, we have not seen any serious step taken by these agencies. So that's what I'm saying. Is it capacity that is lacking? Is it knowledge? Is it financial capacity? I'm not sure. So that's why my administration, within 100 days, I must sit down with the Office of the DPP, with the Judiciary, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and get to know what is the starting point. That is number one, capacitating or giving capacity to these agencies. Number two, Kenyans. Where is the spirit of living for the sake of others gone? Such that our language is, how much can I get out of Madam President? How much can I get out of Trevor and out of the other person? That if this pen of mine falls down here and I ask somebody to pick it for me, how much will you pay me, Madam President? You know, down there, wanasema kuchoma
ground.
Kuchoma ground. My God, Kenyans, we're going to rise beyond petty politics.
Have you been asked for money?
Yes, I've been asked for money 1,000 times.
And what do you do then?
And unfortunately, Madam President, this one, we're going to fight it on without giving any coin. Allow me not to influence any voter at all, because what I need to bring on board to the Republic of Kenya cannot be bought at all. Therefore, allow me, voters, not to buy you. But as I get into leadership, I'm going to deliver what I have promised as a presidential candidate. Therefore, Trevor, Kenyans must learn to live for the sake of one another. Let us learn away from what Nyerere said, a man-eat-man society. I must say, this is too bad that from the household level to the school level to the society level, part of religious institutions, I must say that we must fight graft from all over. So DPP and EACC, we are coming. Please start identifying the gaps right now.
Okay, Kamau, how will you deal with corruption?
For me, I said when I was launching my candidacy at 680 back 5 months ago, I said, if I get the chance to become the President of the Republic of Kenya, the 5th, I'll make sure I announce, we give 100 amnesty. That's 100 days amnesty. If by any chance, for the past almost 60 years, you have taken something that is not yours, we give you that chance, amnesty. We sit down, because as a matter of fact, some people who have done this kind of a mess in our society, they are people who are still popular within our society. So we need to solve these things in a very amicable way, without, of course, bringing insecurity, all those kind of stuff in our nation. So I believe if I get the chance, if I give those 100 days, we will allow any person willingly to come out, because everything is there. We know. From the golden bag, from the aglolisi, all these things, we know them. We know people who stole everything. People know, even news, you know everything. But because they don't have that willingness, so I'll bring that willingness that let us sit down. That, like for me, I live in a 2-bedroom house. That That one is more than enough. Why do we have to have 10 houses? You do have to have 10 houses, 20 houses. Let us bring that thing to the people that you don't need 10 cars. One can do. You can drive just one car. You don't have to have 10 wives. You can't be able to satisfy them all in terms of course, living with them. You have to have just one person. So we have to bring that to the people, that you just need one staff and, of course, to live. You see, these things are all interlinked.
Yeah.
And we have to bring it to the people. Let us come. You don't have to steal 1 billion and, of course, see other kids are not getting education because of you.
Yeah.
We have to bring that human level to the people. So after 100 days, now this is the time that we'll have now to use our force. I believe our police and, of course, our forces are well equipped to be able to run and, of course, to get all these things done.
All right.
So after the expiry of that 100 days, now we will have not go to the next level, that's judiciary and, of course, DPP. We will, through that judiciary, form a tribunal. It's a special court. You don't have to go through the process, the normal process. The normal process is, if right now I steal 1 billion from you, we'll first go to court, then I say you get James Kamau, you stole 1 billion, then one mention, then we talk about the cash bail of board, you go home for 1 year or 2 years, that's when the case will start. And of course the evidence will evaporate. So for me, we'll have a tribunal that all the corruption cases will be dealt in a special way. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. We bring all the data. And of course, if you are liable, we take everything now that you have, because you didn't come out the way we told you to come out for the amnesty time. Now we can be able to say everything James Kamau owns, because of the fact that the court have the evidence. Now almost everything that I own is almost interlinked to the corruption things. And you know the way we do it, we confiscate. But if you will be able to come out well, no matter the status of your in the society, come out well, we discuss the issue, solve this issue, and of course we live a better life.
Diora, how will you deal with graft?
Ruthlessly, simply by upholding the rule of law, that nobody is above the law. Conflict of interest and state capture has entrenched mega corruption in Kenya. And for it to be acceptable, they have made corruption a way of life, a culture sort of. So in order for the people to allow them to do the mega corruption at the top, they allow us to indulge in corruption at the lower level, with the police giving bribes here and there. When you are arrested, they ensure the court system is too tedious and cumbersome, so you have to give money to avoid the inconvenience. Now, coming from someone with a background where uko mtaa ukipatikana umeiba, justice is instant, I will ensure that we fund the judiciary appropriately. We will operationalize the judiciary fund. We will give the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution all the resources that they need. EACC will have whatever they need, because I have the willingness to get this job done. Trevor, it is possible. We can defeat corruption. Kenya will be built by Kenyans for Kenyans, or we will lose this country to those who value what we have here, in which case we will become slaves and servants on our own land. It is getting there.
All right. Let me bring up some feedback really quick and see what you're saying online so that they answer them in 30 seconds each, because we're running out of time here. You call yourself Pizza Mwitu. Ask them, what if the two horses approach the independent candidates to be the second in command? Will they accept? Yes or no, Ambassador, very quickly. Will you accept if you approach for a second in command?
Not yet.
Not yet? Kamau?
No.
With nobody. If they approach you now, you say no.
I would say no, yeah.
Mudiora?
The Jubilee government approached me in the last 5 years to work with them, and I said no, because I cannot work with a corrupt government. We have to have a framework where they will insist on the rule of law.
Let's bring up your feedback as well and see if they can answer them really quick. Atanas Mavuti says, please ask those independent presidential candidates, if they wanted to serve the people, why couldn't they vie for positions such as Member of Parliament, Women Rep, Governor, Senator? Because it's obvious presidential race, they are not going to win. They already answered that question. Let's bring up the next one. And I agree, says, I've never seen or heard of these guys. All I'm seeing is individuals who are giving me a dreaded possibility of opening several pages to look for my preferred candidate in the voters' booth. They just want to be part of history as having vied along big names. Is that true, Ambassador?
Not really. I think we are focused on much more than having big names. It's not about names. It's about transformative leadership in the country. Thank you.
Kamau?
It's about being in the limelight. I could have become a comedian because I believe I have the qualities to become, but I didn't choose that path. So I chose the path of becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya, executive president. Yeah, so I didn't choose that path.
Mudiora, is this about publicity?
If it's about publicity, Mudiora Carrera is a brand. I am out there, people know me. It's about liberating this nation from the shackles of state capture.
Okay. All right, let's bring up the next feedback, see really quick what they're saying so that we see if we can answer as many of them as possible. Okelo Mwalimu, do the independent presidential candidates stand a chance of winning? Not at all. However, it's within their democratic rights to market themselves through the ballot for the future government appointments. I wish them all the best in this quest. Is this all about appointments, Ambassador?
Not really. I think we are focused on winning. It's not about that we are doing it for the sake of doing it. No.
But if
we are actually, Trevor, we are committed to make history in this country by birthing the first government that is not drawn from any political party in the country.
But if you don't win and then you're given an appointment, will you take it?
First of all, let us focus on winning for now. I think for now I'm focused on the presidency. Thank you.
So you're taking a pass on that. Will you take an appointment if you're given?
I will answer it very clearly to him. I believe I'm satisfied the way I live, my normal life. The way I told you, I live in a 2-bedroom house. My bedroom, I like it, and I'm just okay with the way I live. So I'm not so much into getting to becoming a billionaire or what.
So if you're given an appointment, will you accept or not?
Is of course, our people living a better life. That every person in this country is given the chance to live a better life. No killing each other, no doing those kind of stuff.
Kamau, if you're given an appointment,
I won't choose.
Will you accept?
I won't, because that I'm going to become the president to appoint people if I get that chance.
Okay, Mudiora, if you're given an appointment.
I already answered you that I have been approached before, and I said no.
But that is different. They wanted you to be part of the Jubilee party. What if they give you an appointment? If you don't win the presidential race and then there's an appointment, they say, okay, young man, you tried, we want to give you CAS, something like that. Will you accept?
It's in service to the people of Kenya.
Yeah.
Let us deal with that possibility after the election.
Okay.
We believe we are winning this.
Okay. Yeah. Let's bring up more feedback and run through them as much as we can because we're running out of time here. Opemba says, you got to admit, even though mnasema hawawezi, these independent guys have more good and best policies than the bottom-up and 6K shenanigans. So sad. Okay. Let's see what else you're saying. Moa Salah, 75, says, let them try their best. This is how the journey starts. It's their constitutional right. That's why Raila fought for multi-party. Let them enjoy the fruit, all right? And Maisha says, leadership begins at home. What have these independent presidential candidates achieved back at their wards or even constituency levels for them to believe they can offer better leadership at the national level? Ambassador.
We discussed this at the beginning of this interview. When you asked me what have you done, not even actually at the local level, but at the continental level, at the national level, we have done much in promoting good governance and actually selfless service to humanity. I have another award of selfless service to humanity, serving people like in Sudan. That's beyond the boundaries of Kenya. Here, I think we are aware that I was being called day and night to help people during COVID-19 because I was mobilizing food and resources and everything else. So we have done quite a lot, and especially promoting good governance, which happens to be my passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your constituency, come on, what have you done? Or even in your ward?
In my ward, especially in Murang'a, I motivate people, a lot, especially young people, especially when they see me coming out clearly to the people. They say, oh, this young man is really motivating that he can be able to run the president at this age. So I believe I have done quite well in terms of the way people see me. But as per the reality, we know the Kenya, getting a chance to serve the people sometimes is a bit hard because some appointments are political connections. So I didn't have that chance to get the chance to serve at the highest level that I could have really wished to serve when I was a bit younger. So I didn't get that chance,
All right. Mudiora?
Trevor, I have done a lot in all the places that I have lived since when I was young. Follow my journey from Kuria all the way to Kericho County. You come to the University of Nairobi, where when I served as a student leader for the first time, we went for a whole academic year without a disruption, without a strike. It was at around the same time that Professor Magoha also got to be the Vice Chancellor. You come to where I live, that is Dagoretti North, go the whole breadth of Mudhiora Road. You'll get to know about what I have done.
Okay.
I was part of the soccer team in Kawangware that first rose to the Premier League back in the year 2002. And currently, out of what we did then, we have a whole center called the World Hope Center that runs Vapor Sports Program, starting from children that are 6 years all the way to the senior team. So I'm engaged with the community. One thing I would just wish to say is that honest hands may not always build big, but what they do is they always build strong, which is what I am doing.
All right. I'll give you each a chance for closing remarks, a minute each, and Ambassador, I'll start with you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of the Republic of Kenya, we have come to a new dispensation where we are birthing an independent government that is not born out of political parties, and here we are to make it happen. And another one, we are birthing a woman government leadership through the Mama wa Taifa, Ambassador Warenga. Kindly, Kenyans, no complaint at all. I mean, no more making noise, because now we have come to give you the country that you have ever desired. Here we are. Asanteni sana.
Come out, 1 minute, closing remarks.
I'll bring the nobility, of course, leadership in our country. I'm a normal man. I live a normal life. I've lived a normal life with you. So give me the chance. I've told you and I've explained it very clearly. I'm an economist, and of course, I'll be able to transform this nation, that every person will get a chance to live their life. And I can tell you for sure, the thing that is making me to stand in front of you, this is because of education. I don't have the resources like the way other people may have. I'm just a normal man, but the thing that has made me to be here is because of education. So I'll give you that chance all over the country. Every person, no matter in Mandera, Wajir, everywhere, we will give you that chance. So give me that chance to be a president, and I will not let you down. I will give you the best of the best.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mudhiora, closing remarks.
Mudhiora Karriara is a patriot, a man of integrity, a hard-working Kenyan who has a vision for this nation. My prayer to you is, do not kill this vision. Recently, I launched my running mates, Madam Miriam Muthikwa Mutua. And Kenyans went all out trying to kill this dream by quoting that I had appointed my wife as the running mate. A man that upholds integrity like I do wouldn't even allow a person of such character to serve in their government. I'm here to fight state capture and conflict of interest. Why Singapore, that was born much later than Kenya, is way ahead is because they embraced their Lee Kuan Yews when a country such as ours killed our tomboyers, our JM Karaokes, our Pio Gama Pintos. I appeal to you to give us all a chance. We are in this deplorable state as a country because of the ruling political elite. And I implore you that as Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta goes home on the 9th of August, let's pack in that bus Raila Amolo Odinga, William Samoei Ruto, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, all these bigwigs, because they are the problem we must cure. Fagia wote, the system is broken, tubadilishe system.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. That's where we leave it for now. Mudhiora Karriara, Ambassador Esther Waringa, and James Kamau, all independent presidential candidates, yet to be cleared by IBC, but we've committed for fairness, and for fairness chance, we'll give all of them a position here at daybreak in series. All the 4 of them will come through, all the 46 of them in 4s, all right? All through every Friday. We'll give you a chance to listen to the different people and what ideas they have for this nation as well. At the end of it all, you're the person who decides, all right? That's why we leave it for now. My name is Trevor Mbija. Have a fantastic weekend ahead. Roy T. Boy is here in a bit, and Bazu as well. I'm sure you could hear the sound of the music.